We just need a game. We just need a game now. We could look at the teams, but I'll imagine both of them have too many skills to make it worth it. What is it? It's 2400 Necromantic versus... What is Jokaero's? This is crazy.
Big fat monsters.
Oh my god, I'm not gonna miss this.
No, it's time for it to end.
It's time. Is this going to be yeah, it's probably going to be the last really fat Fumble Cup.
We might get yes, Fumble Cup it is. We might get a Warpstone Open in before the change.
2420 Chaos Dwarf as well. Oh my god. It's like almost 5,000 team value.
Yeah. Very much Tyson Holyfield, isn't it? Big, fat, huge, bloated corpses wandering about, smacking each other.
Oh, cheers, Krista. Yeah. I had a brief talk with both of them earlier today. And Stan is preparing his best Geordie manner, so getting a drink first. So I expect the Necromantic and Stan to be pretty rowdy playing.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you've got to. That's the way forward, sir.
And he's that's how he plays already.
Absolutely is.
If anybody haven't met Stan, he's quite the character.
Jokaero a little more studied, though he's perfectly capable of getting violent when needs arrive.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Stan is from the Newcastle area, which it's kind of the Italian players of the UK.
It's up.
Oh, Ray got a lovely little client up now.
We do.
Hey, Buzz.
Ah, proper Blood Bowl on a proper screen. Oh, look, you can see the whole pitch at the same time. What a revolution. It'll never catch on.
I only have the problem is actually I should have switched my resolution before starting this. My problem is actually seeing the pitch because it's so damn small.
Yes, you could have pulled the pitch up to the size of the streaming window, couldn't you?
Yeah, but then
we wouldn't see some of the other bits and bobs and toys.
Yeah, and it also, yeah, if you want to see the rerolls, I get quite annoyed when I cannot see the rerolls on FUMBBL games when people stream and only showing the middle. I kind of want to see the chat as well and the rolls and everything personally. Fuck no. I'll leave that to you.
And of course, we'll be able to see any spectator chat as well as the chat from the coaches, which will appear in the colour they are coaching for those new to the FUMBBL client. Red will always play from the left to the right, and blue from the right to the left.
But yeah, it's really nice. It's really funny. You can see the chat as well. Sometimes you miss that in FUMBBL and on FUMBBL.
Of course, yes, of course, players cannot see the spectator chat. They only see each other. Someone choosing to fire off one of the many fine FUMBBL emotes there.
Oh shit! I need to. I was playing a friend's. I was playing Sam during like the other day, so I needed to take mute the spectators because the friends people always goes crazy.
Yeah.
But it should be sound down now. Oh shit! That's not what I wanted. Wrong window. I wanted it in my own. like did get a blip, so something is going on.
That's gotta hurt.
Yeah.
The client's perfectly fine. You can make out what everything's doing. You see the whole pitch. You can see all the pieces. It just needs to ideally stream better, I think, is the only thing I would say. I don't even know what that means, but people that stream say it doesn't stream very well.
That's
And
definitely.
yes, gimping your resolution to make it visible isn't always fun either.
No, like yeah, it kind of it uses like a sixth of my screen or something. It kind of disappears. But what's going on here? So we got 2 Bloodwasser babes for the Necros. We got a wizard for the Chaos Dwarfs. They've also got way too much money, everybody, it seems.
Yes, I've just won the Whitehall League with a team that's 2450 high elves with 790k in the bank.
Yeah.
I mean, it's absurd.
Yeah, it's a problem. I'm not there to stop you anymore. Rock on a guard hobo. What is Jokaero? Is he carrying with the H3 bull?
It seems so. It's certainly set to do that, isn't it?
And there's no really ball carrying hobos anywhere.
No, it's got sure hands and AG3, so it's no different to a human thrower pickup. And then, of course, it's on a strength 4 move 9 piece, because we all know that bulls move 9.
Got the first zombie flying off. It's the only problem casting a FUMBBL is you cannot mark the players.
Yes.
That's slightly, so I actually need to highlight them. Look like all
the spectators don't get to mark players, but of course both sides can.
So most zombies got block, fend, downwards. That's a rowdy gang.
Yes, it's one of the problems with Necromantic is you can have all of this TV, but what have you spent it on? Because there's so little actually that demands really big growth. You end up with some very bloaty zombies, and are they really going to punch their TV?
Probably not.
That would be my guess. I have to say, I think the Chaos Dwarves are strong favourite here.
But actually, I did
mainly,
put it
mainly because they've got this big whilst avoiding a Minotaur.
Yeah. I was about to say Jokaero Marcus actually kind of didn't like this because he's like the overdog in this match. He kind of prefers to being the underdog.
Yeah, I do too, when you've got a nice lean squad. But I mean, these Chaos Dwarves, it's all on the Bulls and the Chaos Dwarves. There's very little sat around on Hobgoblins doing very little.
Yeah,
so it's proper rowdy. It's nice.
It's kind of funny because we're so used to from CCL that there's at least one like superstar Hobgoblin with like 84 blood. We're so used to seeing that, but this is all about the Dwarf and the Bulls.
Yes, I think chosen MVP is going to be something I'm going to really miss, but of course a lot of BB2 players will have never had it to miss.
No, and I guess with the new skill selection, it doesn't make.
Yes, it would be very difficult.
But at least we removed it landing on stupid players like stars and mercenaries and dead players.
Yes, and dead people.
So at least they tried to make it player friendly.
Yes. Though having taken the randomness out of what skills you get, they've now put it back in onto what players get to get skills. So if your human team and my human team go through the same season, but I get to skill up my positionals and you get to skill up your linemen, I have a feeling I'm going to be a lot more rowdy come the end of the season. So it's a bit anti what the rest of the rule set seem to be wanting to do.
How many majors has Jokaero won? He's behind Malmi. He told me that. He didn't tell me how many he's on.
Oh, he's got about 4 or 5, hasn't he? 6 or 7. Is it that many?
Yeah, he was saying that he needed to win because he's one behind Malmö now.
Ah.
Um,
Well, Jokaero is a coach out of course, the very, very top draw.
I think it's his 8th final, but how many have you? If he won 6 or 7, that's pretty impressive for 8 finals. Fucking nil. Well saying, tell I gave. Why did he just? It's fumble. You can bloody get into here. But yeah, I think Ada was right. He blitzed into contact with the strings 4 diving tackle. And then dodged out again. Does the Wolf? So both of them have Mighty Blow, I will imagine. Yeah. Yeah.
XFL Masters doesn't count as a major. Never has, never will to me.
XFL Masters. Is that the main thing after the XFLs?
Yeah, after it's the winner of all the XFLs get together and have a tourney.
Yeah, that's
and the
silly.
winner of that gets
silly.
to call themselves the XFL Masters champion. Which I mean, there are usually a couple of decent games in it, but
that's silly, Billy.
it is. It's junk.
Yeah, it's fine.
No, I had a little Virgin moment, so my net died. I'm just having to load back in. I thought he's taking a long pause this turn, and I realised no. Richard Branson screwed you out of the internet again.
At least it's regular. It's not something that comes and go.
No, there's a schedule. You could probably set a clock by it.
It's pretty crazy. I really don't understand, and it's not. It seems to be a general thing.
Okay, so they've pushed up on that side in a wall of Dwarf. That's what I like to see.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Stan can do to actually stop this.
I was doing a lot of this season on Blood Bowl 2. I had a team that just refused to develop any decent players, but it just everything developed at a very linear pace across the whole team. So I ended up with an entire wall of guard, and I would just literally put the wall up and say, "Come on, then."
Which in Blood Bowl 2 is quite often more than 5, because that's a lot
Yes,
of people that don't.
most people just look at it and panic, have no idea what to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course, it's a fairly simple tactic with fairly simple solutions, like most simplistic things are. But
and it can be hard enough, like with dwarves.
oh, it doesn't mean it will work.
It's
like everything in Blood Bowl, there's always a chance. So I like this Chaos Dwarf position. They've seized their line of scrimmage, got it right up to the halfway line. Nice wide frontage, using all of their awful, killy, nasty Chaos Dwarfs to just terrify those Necromantic. The Wolves not at this point willing to engage, and who can blame them, because death awaits on the claws of those Chaos Dwarf blockers.
He did engage last turn and dodged away from diving tackle.
Yes, which was amusing, but hopefully a mistake he's not going to repeat that often.
Yeah, he's clearly also this time he tried to blitz with
no, he's put a white right out on the edge, and hence he's having to defend it in many ways, because that is attackable with a break tackle ball, particularly.
Yeah, that stand firm is so annoying.
Yeah, I know.
Guard diving tackle stand firm. Who the fuck want to play against that? That's just...
And then when you don't kill it, it's got Claw Mighty Blow to smash you back in the face.
There's a reason I normally just run around trying to not engage.
Well, teams like this don't come for cuddles, do they?
No. No, it's the very warm and overwhelming cuddling that makes you leave the pitch normally.
And it doesn't really matter who you are. You are the elf in this matchup, no matter what you're bringing. And of course, all that diving tackle makes it very difficult to dive away. Can you just imagine when that's stacked with armbar? Oh.
You cannot wait for a bit of armbar, I know.
The spectators there signaling that they would like a foul to happen.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
And using the classiest emote on Fumble.
It is. It's brilliant.
I don't think we're going to see a foul. I think we are going to see a surf of this white. And if not, why not?
Ooh. Yeah, white not.
Oh dear, oh dear. Other puns are available.
Oh,
Lovely, there it's gone. I'm not quite sure why it took that much thinking time. Perhaps I'm getting used to the pressures of Blitzpit. Oh, and one spectator massively overimpressed with the most obvious surf I've seen for weeks. But then, you know, people love a show. That's what they've come for.
yeah. Everybody
That
likes
and the banter.
a bit of surfing. Go.
Everyone loves a surf. Yeah, absolutely. It's the banter of Blood Bowl. Universally popular. And of course, much more important just than it's cool and fun is it gives you that on-field numbers advantage. And if you can get those numbers snowballing against either of these teams, you know, Necromantic are very thin on the ground on the bits that are good and that they care about. And Chaos Dwarves, if they start losing Chaos Dwarf blockers or, God for Fender Bull, suddenly it is a game-on situation.
Yeah. It's actually almost like seeing an elf game. Nobody's really moving anywhere.
Well, the Necromantic really can't. The pieces they'd love to dodge away and try and get some sort of defense up wall with are all in diving tackle spaces, which is preventing the tough pieces being able to engage and attack. And of course, the Chaos Dwarves are waiting to get some stuns or some knockouts in order to just wander through without having to actually seize space. They'd rather just aimlessly wander into it.
And with it being a bull, we're back again. It's practical movement 9.
Yeah.
And probably also like a hit on that ghoul or the white or the wolves. If he leaves anything open.
Yeah, absolutely. If there's a hole through, he'll definitely risk an expeditionary force to have a hit on a wolf. They're the biggest worry piece here. The ghouls, you know, if you get anything else down, you eventually get to the ghouls.
Yeah,
the zombies are just bloat. The flesh columns are, no matter how good they are, they're still just flesh columns.
And they're not really particularly good. It's blood guard.
Yeah, I mean, you can never ignore them because they get in the way, but also they're not going to rip your entire team apart.
Well, it'll just stand down, and if you can get it isolated, just standing with something silly. then that's
But
fine
even the
as
Mighty
well.
Blow one, it's one strong, annoying player, but it's not a player that will dominate. It's just a player that will gum up.
Yeah. And he's already 2 players up. So having a jaw block. Okay.
And
That's a
there
wedge.
one goes. Yeah, you hit it with enough Mighty Blow, let alone enough Claw. Eventually, they will give.
I was about to say he's also probably fine leaving a block up with a flesh golem at 1 point if he has to move on.
Well, he's probably already at the point of thinking, is this half defendable?
Nope. You're 3 players down.
It's very difficult at this point, yeah. As I said, you can't dodge off to try and suddenly take an offensive position. Anything you commit is going to walk into a wall of Hitty, Claw, Mighty Blow, Guard.
No, if anything, it might be worth. You got the 2 Chorf alone with the flesh golem away from the ball. If Marcus Jokaero not enforcing that position a bit, it might be worth just trying to hit them with some claw and hope the best. And just run away with the wolf. See if you can pick off some Chorfs away from the pack. But nope, the bull is coming down there.
Yes, I suppose it's the last key threat. If it can be dealt with somehow, or even
Yeah,
stunned, just to leave it behind, it would be.
And also, if you had left those 2 Chorf alone with those, it would have been tempting to go that way with the wolf and try to at least
and
chip
try
a
and take that little pocket out.
Yeah. But no, Jokaero is doing a good job of like supporting all the Chorfs to not leave like a free.
I mean, absolutely. In the ideal world, you take enough down, as I said, so that you can just wander forwards at will. You really don't want the pressure around the cage if you can possibly avoid it.
Hey, Astaflix. I'm doing well. It's Sunday evening.
Indeed.
Got a bit of different ball games on the different screens. It's perfectly fine.
Not with the Arsenal result today. Nothing is fine.
Oh, did they lose?
Yes, we did.
So anything good? Or was it even worse than that?
It was to Tottenham. There is no good about losing to Tottenham.
Who did he play in the semis? I must admit, I played I lost to Store in a weird matchup, a Mirror Alpha matchup. Otherwise, I've not really been following. I was Strider asking if me and PC wanted to do this. And it's always fun, and I know both Jokaero and Stan personally. But it looks like a pretty bad matchup for the Necros already. Like, it's hard to see about the same team value.
Well, it's because there's so much on those zombies, which, as I said, is starting to look increasingly unlikely to deliver any of its punch. I mean, that said, the Wolves are good.
And now the Wolves are in contact.
Yeah, I was going to say that. The Wolves are now committed, though, which is...
It's
rowdy, but if he's going to stop him, he has to try now. So I think this was the turn to go. But it needs a really nice turn of pushes.
Let's give him that. He's definitely going out punching.
Yes, I mean, why not? You know, this is all burning anyway. These teams have a limited future at this size. So they may as well die gloriously trying to take a FUMBBL Cup. That chance isn't going to come along every day.
What did he say? Was it Stan's first one? Yeah, I think it's his first major final.
I certainly don't remember him having won one, but he may have been in the later stages of one.
Yeah, I think he said himself it was his first final. And also he's and Stan is not a bad coach. He plays a lot of tables up in the funny end of in the business end of stuff. So he's by no means not a pushover.
No, absolutely. He's no Blood Bowl fool. No noob.
But I have no clue how good he is as this team value Blood Bowl.
No, I've actually got a tiny bit thin, having got hung up on this other flesh golem. We do need some of these blocks to work as the Chaos Dwarves, really. And there we go.
But regenerate is a good skill.
That's just a vanilla hit from a naked, dirty player there, giving it its skill up. Who needs Claw Mighty Blow when you're
just rolling 10?
One skill noobs roll 10s like that.
Yeah, that's also a bit unlucky. He tried to create some pressure, but
yeah,
getting punished pretty hardly for it. But there's a wolf surviving.
Yep. You've got to wonder what it's doing next turn, though.
Oh no,
No, we're going with the greed reroll. Well, we've got the rerolls. We're in complete control of the position. Taking a wolf pelt would be useful. But no, of course, the dirty player having got the casualty, it's not free to foul that wolf.
What's that? It's a guard hobo. You might in this matchup by now. You could potentially think about it. I really hate. I do hate fouling regen players.
Yeah, me too. And it's only one assist. It's not sensible.
Isn't it 2 assists? But yeah, on the other wolf.
On the other wolf, yes, but.
And there was much rejoicing.
I'm looking for Stan to find some way out of this, and I don't see it myself, so good luck to him. Yeah, in fact, he's even leaving that wolf down because it's in such trouble if it gets up. That he's,
yeah,
I think, seeded this drive, trying to keep some sort of team alive for the second
half. Hey, man. Yeah, we are. It's the FUMBBL Cup final. Yeah, it's looking bleak. But at least he's not really lost anything. Like.
No, I mean, quite a lot here would depend. I mean, I do think we need to see that flesh golem back. He really needs everything he's got out on the pitch doing what it can do. I think that bloaty zombie we can avoid, but the flesh golem without that, I'm still seeing a team that's really not got answers to what this Chaos Dwarf team's bringing.
I don't know that.
Mayhems, the 2020 rules aren't there yet. Krista is online with us now. If he wants to explain, he certainly can. But the brief overview is that we've got an ETA of early 2021, probably sometime around February.
Yeah. But yeah, that's like, and the thing.
But the change is active and ongoing.
And also, again, Stan, he can. Again, it's going to be tough, but at least if you can get into second half with all your players, then that means something.
Yes, I mean, the Chaos Dwarf team is very thin. The Hobgobs aren't very good. So if you can chip one or even two of the Chaos Dwarves, it doesn't matter if you're outnumbered. That can completely change the profile of a drive. But this drive's over, so it's about either trying to do that one chip maybe, but keep your stuff safe and get ready for a second half. And hopefully the dice turn and you can dominate the second half.
Yeah, hundreds of hours. Yeah, it's there's just not much more to hope for. But of course, he also bought all those hobgoblins, so that turn 8 is just going to be 3 shitty hobgoblins you can have.
Yeah.
Yep, survives. So but there's still not much else to do. Oh,
Oh, there
regenerate.
goes the wolf, but regen's a thing today. 2 out of 2 on the very important pieces.
That's a send off. I guess if he could make some impact on even the bad hobgoblins, that is one down. So even on the turn 8, if you could get rid of a couple more, at least something.
Yeah, absolutely. At this point, you're trying to find any little chink in the armor, anything that gives you that way in, that reason for hope and belief. And as I said, even taking a single Chaos Dwarf blocker down, taking a couple of Hobgoblins out, anything that just gives you a slight edge, a slight way forwards.
Did he just 2 dice against on a hobgoblin just to try to
He
do
did,
something?
and knocked it out in doing so.
I guess it's, to be fair again, you got block, he doesn't have block, you're only 30% to roll the skull, so why not?
Why not? And you've got rerolls. I mean, what else are you going to be using them for this half? If you're really in trouble and don't fancy it, use a reroll. But also, you're hitting a Hobgoblin. So if you do go down, it's not as bad as if you're hitting one of these Claw Monster Chaos Dwarves. And if the golden powers appear as they did, suddenly you might start to just ever so slightly turn the table a tiny bit. Now, the big question here is he'll be very tempted to attack this wolf. It is doable, but it means the ball might not be as safe as he'd really want it to be. The safer move by far is, of course, just to form the nice little cage, blitz something off, and sit there defended. Now, if he's sitting in the spot it looks like he is, then rather rudely, despite this domination, he's left himself 7 spaces to go to score the touchdown.
Ooh.
Now, obviously, it's only a 1 in 36 that he fails, and he has got sure feet, doesn't even need the reroll for it.
Ooh.
But it is still just... Shouldn't you be that 1 square further forward with this level of domination?
Yeah, I think you should, and everybody that ever tried to roll a 2+ to score knows that it happens. It bloody happens way too often, it feels like.
So I suppose in that there's a slight victory for the Necro. They've reduced this drive to a 1 in 36 fail.
That's look, by turn 1 or 2, that's more than I thought it would be.
There are games going in where I would take that, knowing as I kicked off that that's what I was aiming for. And yeah, absolutely. By the look of things in turn 2 or 3, you thought this was going to be a step over. Now it's going to be a go for it. Well, you keep taking those 3% chances, Astaflix. I prefer the 100%.
Yeah, but like, again, there's no... It seems a bit silly. There shouldn't have been any reason for it.
Well, it will either work or not work, so in that way it is 50-50, isn't it? There's only 2 outcomes.
Yeah. Can he?
No, the one in front, stand firm. You can't push it any further away.
You don't have Juggernaut on any of on the wolf. That's a shame.
Yeah. No, you can get in its way, but you can't push it away.
Has he missed it? Has stand firm?
Well, if he kills it and then steps in front of the bull
I got
and then brings the
sidestep.
ghoul round on the hobgoblin, it does make it all a little harder.
Up. Oh, just put it there.
Yeah,
I guess.
exactly that. It's just about creating just that little bit of tension
Is
as to
that a
what the
strange?
route is.
That is a strange fall zombie. Oh, he really liked a movement so you could move. If there's
So again, he's given himself just the outside hint of a chance here.
for having 5 players left, this is pretty good.
Yeah, it's
And as some
again the sidestep here probably adds a second square of go for it. No,
I'm not sure about that direction.
doesn't. Yeah, I'm not sure that was. No. Surely you move the hobgoblin up first. So
Yeah, and then you can block it free.
and then you just block it free.
No! Whoa!
Or not. No. Wow, why are we doing this? Okay, now. Game on, surely.
Now you need to stop it. Now you cannot do the dodge, surely. Now you need to
No,
put that
you have
hobgoblin.
to put the hobgoblin in and knock the wolf out.
I'm not sure, but I'm not.
Skulls
still not
or
sure
that 1
about
in
the size.
36.
I still prefer the sidestep in front of the wrestle hobgoblin, but
I suppose this was so that it's a 3 dice. But
yeah. But why not just take the 2 dice with?
yeah, absolutely. If you're
with
going
a
to take the
reroll.
2 dice, take the 2 dice. Yeah. And now it's still that 1 in 36. Come on. Oh no. Sometimes when half chances left that shouldn't have been.
But we got both Chorfs are still out.
They are sleepy little babies.
And it's only because of 2 babes we have any of the Necros back. That's some horrible KO rolls.
It is, but of course we're going to see another go at them.
Yeah. So we like if Dimity has been here, he will tell us that everybody's coming back next time.
Well, yes, if you add 50% and 50%, that's 100%. They all recover. That's how maths works.
So it might be cozy benches. But you need, if you don't want to risk the 1 turner because there's 11, you need to actually sacrifice, potentially need to put some Chorf at risk here. That's
well, there's a move 9 wolf, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, and a frenzy 1 to push it. So
you need to sacrifice Chorf. This could make a difference. We got some claw.
yes, the stand firms, of course, mean that the 1 turn can't happen, but it does mean the claw can hit the nice Chorfs.
Oh, have we gotten some better internet in the high north?
Yeah, a little bit. I think you had to put the Chorfs in line anyway, no matter how many hobgoblins you took out, just because there is an ME9 wolf.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're right.
So,
Yeah,
that was always going to happen. I also think that if Jokaero hadn't scored there, it would have been a crime against Blood Bowl, because that first half was terrible from the Necro. He made all his own problems with that very first blitz of the game.
Yeah, into the diving tackle, you pointed out.
Yes, and we didn't like that.
But also, I mean, Stan's...
How would you have gone against this?
I wouldn't have went in the way he went in. He fronted up. You cannot do that against Necro, against Chorfs. You have to pick and snipe.
So go for one end of the line and monster that, whilst trying to somehow hold the other half at bay?
Oh, no.
Oh,
you do not commit to the line. You just leave the line alone completely, and you back off and you wait till the Chorfs separate a bit and pick them off one by one. It's an overtime game. You just play for the draw and to remove Chorfs while keeping your own numbers.
And to be fair, Jokaero knows that as well. He clearly also had that in mind, always supporting the Dwarves.
Mm-hmm.
having like support pieces for them to not leave them alone. Whoop! But it's still like. But it's also a little bit crazy that Jokaero ended in a situation where he needed to roll dice to actually score. It's,
Yeah, I thought he might just take square 6 anyway, because he could have done it and just moved up guard.
yeah.
Yes, that's what I was going to do, but I mean, I don't like leaving a go for it on the turn.
Yeah.
I don't mind having to if you have to, but you didn't have to. And that drive was so dominant, I felt it was a little lackadaisical to leave yourself.
But that's
in that
2
position.
12 now. Those chaos
That's
going
2
to make
gone.
a difference.
I mean,
and
I
he's
did,
definitely got the he's got the numbers to lay the boot in here, and he absolutely should. He needs
And
this
he does no doubt if that 12 hitting the floor, the boot
Yeah,
is
if it hits the
coming.
floor, it's getting a boot in the face.
I did fear for Stan coming into this a bit, because Jokaero in a final is not really one of the opponents you want to get.
Oh, dear. Oh.
But regen works again.
Ooh, that's gonna hurt.
Well, regen's on tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is his big chance, really. I mean, to just remove things. He's got the puncher's chance, because I don't think I've been insulting to Stan when I say Jokairo's a better coach, and he's probably better with Necro than Stan is as well, so he knows this game.
Yep. Well, we've only got 1 Chaos Dwarf recovering, so there's still 2 in the KO box, which is useful.
Yeah,
one of them's
that's
the
good news.
guard Hobgoblin, and the other one is one of the nasty Chaos Dwarf blockers. So it just thins the line a little bit. And if the Necro can get on top in this second half, if they can chip with those claws, then surely there's a hope for 1-1, and the overtime ball on a move 9 piece, even with the bulls on the field, is always going to give you options.
Yeah, I mean, your big issue as a Necro coming into this game is that you do expect it to be sort of like a 1-1 game in normal time, but Jokaero has spent for the Wizard,
Mm.
and of course he did use his potion to get his blocker back.
So he really wants this one, is what you're saying.
I think given it's the last real major in this rule set, I mean,
Can we call it last Unreal Major?
yeah, and I don't know what the score is at the moment, but I know he's awful close with
It's
Malmö.
it's
so
1-0.
It's
right there on the screen, AD. 1-0.
No, I mean the majors.
I'm joking.
So he did say he's one behind
Yes,
Malmö.
Yeah, so
He didn't like that.
yeah, and he knows that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but he's counting the XFL Masters as one of those, so
Well, I'm not, so
we're not sure we would.
So he's 2 after. Is that what you're saying? Or is that without this? I don't know if Jokaero is counting it himself.
Well, no one should.
They
because
both have
they're,
one.
they're not majors.
No, they're not. But I guess they both have XFL, so it cancels it
Yeah,
out.
one of them has. They both have one. So same, but different. And hey, Gezwirbelte. It's going fine. We've been doing some small icons jumping around on the screen.
This is interesting though, because I mean, like, you kind of have to put the hobgoblins on the line at this point, but you can delete this LOS pretty easily.
Yes. Well, I mean, you're hoping as the Necro to get at least 2 of these out. Not necessarily kill them, but get them off field, because that means you can then start dominating what is left on the field.
Yeah, well, I mean, given the way Jokaero set up his backfield, I wouldn't even bother blitzing unless I can maybe. Well, probably not actually, because to get a good blitz, you're going to have to put a flesh golem in. So I'd just concentrate on removing the LOS.
No, you take the kick wrestle hobgoblin on the top right, on the top left corner, don't you?
But you might, if you need the blitz to get the tree and line down, you just do that.
Yeah, I'd take my blocks, and then if there's one left in the line, I'm going to blitz the line.
Is the game still running? Oh, he may have a fag. You never know. It is done.
Yeah, he's away off for a cigarette. I think he said be right back.
Yeah, be right back. Yeah, that's
Well, if I'm given 4 hobgoblins I can hit, I'm hitting.
Yeah.
if I possibly can.
Yeah, especially again, his claw is coming with a frenzy, so he cannot. Otherwise, it will be tempting to go for the big head. And it's into those diving tackle pieces in the back, isn't it, as well? Yeah. I'm not sure if he actually spotted that diving tackle turn 1.
And as we all know, if you don't know diving tackles there, it doesn't work. So that's how I got away with it.
Evening, Alex. Oh, we got Stan is back. What are you? That's not setting up. That's only you.
I'm well known for passive LOSs, but this is a bit extreme.
That feels to me. I'm not surprised if he's going for Dwarf now.
It's wonderfully anti-blitz.
But
Yeah,
as long as the blitz is to the very central corridor.
but if ever there was a time you could set up to put, 4 in the LOS is usually the minimum in this situation.
yeah, so you're sure you get all the chubby things down.
You can stick a wolf in the middle and it's not going to punish you too badly because you just block with him first and then block forward with the flesh golems to shield him.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm inclined to think he's going to go for a Dwarf with a wolf now. And do the whole diving tackle thing again.
No, he can't.
No, because you're leaving yourself go for it to get anywhere after it, even if you make the dodge. It would be insane.
And with these rowdy zombies, I don't see why we're not using a zombie to attack something. I think the strength 4 zombie is going to... I don't know why he set him up there, so to go for it to hit the spare hobgoblin.
Yeah, it's the whole anti-blitz. But he got one.
You may speak too soon.
He got 2.
2 out of 3, as I said. So to me, that's a very good result now. That's 11-9. We are on top of this drive right now. We can start to bully the rest.
But the back one over there is not diving tackle. Is he going for the blitz with the go for it? Yes. And the zombie's doing some lifting.
So why set up to do a go for it if you're going to blitz with that piece? Risk the perfect defense and take 1 step forwards. It's just ridiculous.
There is a pickup fail from hell.
Yeah, and I thought when the white went in place, the white was in the wrong place.
Yeah.
Doesn't defend against the bull very well if anything goes wrong, and it did go.
Yeah.
So again, I think this is self-fulfilling problems. Those zombies are in nice places, but they could be 1 further apart.
I'd be tempted to frog his ghoul right here.
Yeah.
It's not a bad time.
Even
if it goes wrong, you can still take big advantage. Yeah, I don't know why that zombie wasn't 1 further towards the line. There's no frenzy to fear.
But if you get the frog here, then he has to commit his entire team down there, which allows you to reposition quite easily, and it means a wolf is on the ball rather than blitzing. Yeah. He could carry with a white, but...
Plus the frog is hilarious. There should definitely be a frog in this game.
It's, to be fair, the Moment 5 white is 84 dodge.
Yeah. But I prefer him on the ball.
No
to be honest, he's movement 5.
Frog.
That is strength 4. The ghoul is strength 4.
Oh dear, yeah. So we're not going to see a frog. Damn, that's only 50%.
That's too.
I thought it was agility 4, not strength 4. Yeah.
It's the wild does the agility 4, which is a bit weird as well.
Fireball's not tempting though because you can only get 2. That's a Like,
Yeah.
just not even a consideration.
Isn't it just taking the frontline zombie and get some pressure on?
You would maybe take the 2 zombies and the white, but then you need to get the bottom 2, so it's basically a 2-man fireball. This is
Yeah.
garbage.
Yeah, that fireball can be used.
I do see
Yeah,
chat
I
seems
think
to
it's
think might
I
not
think it
get a
is a
better chance, but that's just not right at all.
no. I think this is the time you
Second.
probably keep it dry. I understand why he's looking at this position hard. There's got to be. You look at it and you think there's got to be easier ways here, and there is. There's all sorts of ways you can cause problems, but I'm not sure the wizard really helps with them.
I think what Marcus is probably thinking about is his numbers, not actually whether he wants to use the wizard because it's a good spot. Or, he's just not there, which is more likely.
I mean, the only question really is which zombie you go through. But here we might suddenly see that fence start to be moderately useful.
Yeah, that was something I loaded this game up and I saw the setups at the beginning, and the very first thing I thought was, Jesus Christ, that's an awful lot of zombie TV to be putting on the LOS.
Yes.
I mean, I didn't take a look at the bank balance, but if that was me, and I had the money to do it, I would have fired every single zombie and just replaced them.
He had like 200,000, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate that as a plan. I don't think zombies need any skill at all. But if they do, it's probably dirty player.
You don't like
On one,
how many
maybe
blood?
two.
You got
It could quite easily be Necro with a wizard here.
with a movement.
Look, I always think block I'm not going to hate, but remember it's half the price of the zombie again.
Yeah.
In fact, more, isn't it? 3/4 on top. Goes from 40k to 70k just to put block onto it. No, what am I talking about? It's
60.
a single skill, isn't it? It's 60. So yeah, half as much again. Which is, it's just, I don't know. It's still not a very good player for 60k.
That's a heck of a move by Jokaero. You put Bill in a sufferable spot and then you have to make go for it to save it.
Yeah, but I mean, he always knew they was going to put something underneath it.
Yeah, but I just mean if you feel like go for it, your Bill's gone. It's a really big play to make, to be honest.
I mean, even then it would be red. It would be dice against for the bull to be gone.
No, it wouldn't have been if you failed to go for it. But I mean, I guess it's the right move to make simply just because you look at the board and you think my opponent's just failed. How can I make this as painful as possible
you
for him?
have to try and take advantage of it. I mean, you shouldn't overexpose yourself, but you do have to. You should never overexpose yourself.
I mean, Stan's got to do something big here, to be honest.
Hmm.
It doesn't necessarily have to be recover the ball this turn. It can just be chip a few things, but...
So that
Yes, I mean, I'd settle for anything going off pitch as the start of turning it around.
You need to stabilise your drive somehow. Which was actually the problem with his setup from the beginning. It was like, at the beginning it was passive, but it also actually didn't stabilise much, because if the ball went wide, which it did, he hadn't really covered it because it was zombies in the wide zones and the wolves were both quite central.
Yes, but also that first turn of setting up a screen before failing the pickup, I thought was pretty horrible.
Yeah. It was not ideal.
I mean, there was no relationship between the players that was sort of pleasing to the eye or that caused problems. It was all very, single source solvable.
Yeah. Incidentally, this is like a really good game to illustrate why minus movement on a wolf should be dead.
Well, yes. Although if you've already got 5 or 6 skills, it's very, very hard to say
Oh.
goodbye. I don't understand that in it. I don't understand that blitz target. I mean, I suppose it was a nice, easy blitz target to try and chip one. Certainly don't understand the re-rolling.
Wasn't it just a friend?
Oh, it was a Frenzy and stand firm interaction, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope so. I did look twice as well. It was just a bad frenzy exchange.
So it is still 10-9. The Necromantic are still up ahead in numbers by 1.
Yeah, I mean, I think Christian has it right there. I think he's trying to cut the bull off from the rest of the chores. Like, I mean, if you can actually turn Jokairo's little stand there into a split team, it's pretty good for you.
Into a suicide, yeah.
Okay. So
Okay, I don't hate that whiz. It didn't do very well, but I like the target. That's 4 good players still there, and all of them got hit. Disappearing one's about standard. He could have perhaps had another knocked over, as perhaps feeling that was okay.
I don't hate it. I mean,
I don't think it's premature. I think it's game winning if it goes ever so slightly better.
you only really needed to get 2 out of what? 5?
4.
So if you get an average fireball there, you probably have just won.
Yeah. I mean, it depends exactly what you get down. If you could have got the ghoul down, it changes the position massively because it's so strong. It's dominating that ball right now. With its friends either side, it's very hard to be got rid of. And I'm also personally distraught because I do prefer the frog.
I'm not sure I like this turn at all.
What, from the Cursed Dwarves?
Yeah,
Well,
I
I like bringing the second bull more into the picture. I think that's handy. I'm not quite sure where it's gone is that handy, but it's there, doing some work now.
Yeah, I think just.
Yeah, I don't hate that.
I think you had to
now
do
that's
that.
now useful. Yeah, absolutely. That wolf had to be got rid of.
Yeah,
That was the way.
you
And now you just
only,
back in. Remember, you're
Yeah,
not
but-
even trying to pick the ball up. You just need to mess with their drive.
yeah, but I mean, you only had to block that wolf like that because you blocked him down there first.
Yes, I didn't like putting him there.
Could have done this drive a bit differently, but I mean, I'm guessing it's just a case of Fireball didn't work out quite as wanted, not quite sure what to do now. This looks okay.
Yes, I think so. I don't think the plan he came up with post Fireball was particularly good, but it's been effective. Whew. That stun back is very useful to help try and recover this position, but it's not going to be enough on its own. Nah, he should be able to get this fresh golem free now, maybe, but that's still a turn away from being at all effective, and it still requires this turn to go. Okay.
Ah, okay. That explains quite a lot. Jokaero thought his AG3 bull had guard.
Ah, no, it 100% doesn't.
Nope.
Other one does.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice rowdy 1 dice there. Still can't go for this pickup, can he?
Nope.
There's so many ways this goes horribly wrong. He does go for it. And it goes wrong in one of the slightly better, but only ways.
It's
Yeah, there we go. There's the ghoul smack. Lucky that's only a stun.
Yeah, that turn there, again couldn't go for the ball. You had to just like stand around it again and get as many pieces as
I felt
possible
so.
around it.
So at least hitting that ghoul would have taken some repositioning and a blitz, and because it's strength 4, it could still reasonably easily hold that position, or at least
But
make
you
sure
just-
that if the blitz came, it probably came with a bull. So
Well, you also just wanted to make sure that even if the goal goes down, the ball's still in a tackle zone.
yeah. So no, I didn't love that. I thought it was a tiny bit greedy. And even if it worked, I'm not sure there were that many great places to run away to. Sometimes frozen in place is better than just losing ground. You still got the blitz to blitz backwards and sweep the ball up and run, haven't you?
It's not doing that.
Hmm.
I reckon he wanted to try and get a dwarf on the wolf.
Yeah, I think you're right, to stop it dodging out and attacking.
oh,
Oh, because otherwise the white and wolf would come together. And now as it is, the wolf has got...
Go
Is
for
that...
it.
Yeah,
no,
that's
it's
the
the
slow
slow wolf.
Which is why I was a bit surprised he actually made the go for it so the bull.
Yeah, I'm not sure he needed that.
Well, the bull is out of the wolf's range, and hence out of the white's as well, because the white is also slow.
Yeah.
So nothing can get there. Hooray! What a game-changing situation.
Hmm.
I mean, the wolf's on diving tackle anyway, as is the white.
Yeah, but diving tackle doesn't exist if you don't know it's there. We've proved that this evening.
Well, it's
Yep.
just eating a reroll.
Yeah, but now there's not.
Well, that's because someone had pointed out it was there. If no one had mentioned it, it would
There
all
we
have been
go.
fine. There we go.
NFL Guild.
So
Oh,
this
he
is
did
the
the
1
early
in 9.
GG.
This is the 1 in 9. It just needs to pick it up and score, doesn't he? There's no point stalling this out. I mean, you can.
I don't
Because-
think it would. You've got more chance of losing something.
Yeah.
Just stand everybody up, try to score, and I mean, if you fail the pickup, it doesn't matter anyway, because the board position is such that you probably are still in the winning position. This looks like an attempt to chip the wolf before the pickup. Yep, now you bring the other bill up a bit and then try to pick up.
Beautiful 4+, straight in.
With both wolves gone, I think he'd probably stall now, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not much left on the Necro side.
No, I mean, you're at the point of basically trying to minus 2D the ball and then passing turns if it fails.
Pretty much.
And of course, when I say fails, like success would be double pow and a dead bull. That's the only chance you've got. Incidentally, this is something you should take a good look at because you'll never see again. Diving tackle dwarves.
And now he's out of range.
Because I really cannot see anyone taking diving tackle in 2020.
No, not really. That seems like... Yeah, I'll just be crazy. Looking good now. It's been looking pretty good, Jokaero, for a bit time.
I'm going to assume that's Swiss humour.
Yeah. He's probably laughing as he says it. It's the whole skill pick system that's changed. Also, it's actually has he been picking diving tackle first skill?
Sorry, wife called me away. She's self-isolating at the moment, which means I wait on her hand and foot, apparently.
I don't know if he's been taking it first skill. I think he's been taking it after claw, but it's like, I mean...
Second double, yeah, after claw.
Yeah. I mean,
the last thing, if you've got nice hitty things, the last thing you want is people running away from them.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say,
there.
This is a box team, so there was no reason to take diving tackle first. You don't need to pretend to get games.
Yeah, the shopping system, the shopping trolley. Yeah, there was no reason to do anything. I did.
Oh, this has just all been so inevitable, sadly. It always looked like a big, big ask for the underwhelm, for Necromantic. And I mean, I didn't hate what they did in the first half, but I'm not the Necromantic coach that AD is, and he hated it.
I mean, the issue was effectively the second you lose one off the LOS and the other two are stunned, you pretty much can't do it, especially with Jokaero's actual formation of advance after his first turn. He had set up frenzy traps everywhere.
Yeah.
you don't want to move your flesh golems into contact with stand firm Chaos Dwarfs because you can't have them removed.
And both things happened.
Yeah, and you don't really want to put the whites in that position either. So really Stan's only choice was to blitz with his strength 4 zombie, which is kind of crap because it's not going to really get a lucky removal in all likelihood. And it's at strength 4 another defensive linchpin. So straight away from the very first turn, you're sitting thinking, I've got nothing. And at that point, you effectively just have to back off, abandon your LOS and try and stand it up later, and then wait for Jokaero to isolate something if he ever does, or try and force him into a position where he has to take speculative blitzes to try and open up a gap, and then you can get a chip back or close in.
Thank
It's
you, Captain.
not-
Captain Positive. Is
Yeah,
there anything you liked?
No, it's not that. It's just I personally find this. I've played this matchup a lot, and
Yeah, it's difficult.
it's not a fun one for either team, actually, to be honest, because if you're the Chaos Dwarf coach and you do get into that position where you cannot chip any Necro players as your drive advances, you then end up having to commit Chaos Dwarfs to knock down a Flesh Golem or whatever, and you end up getting chipped back, and it loses you the game in the long run.
Yeah, well, I mean, as I've always said, it's a great plan and it works. And bash teams or strength-based rosters or armor-based rosters do rely sometimes on chipping, but you've got to have a plan for if you don't. You've got to think, okay, so what if I do only get one off field or perhaps nothing off field? How am I moving forwards? Where am I securing my ball to? And I don't really feel the Chaos Dwarf were ever asked that question.
No, they weren't.
They stayed nice and solid and wide. They caused all sorts of problems. In terms of their width, not allowing, as you say, the chipping around the edges. But perhaps the Necro could have tried something more aggressively, limited aggression in that first half. Tried to get the numbers up. Perhaps that was the way.
Well, the thing is, I just don't think you really, really, really need to have numbers yourself as Necro in this game. It's just important you don't lose your own numbers.
Right.
You've got the speed. I mean, even though the Bulls are potentially MA9 or MA10, as one of them potentially is, you're still faster.
Yeah. That's true.
And Stan actually has the strength advantage.
Yes, though it's very, very hard without the Wall of Guard AV9 thick skull to see it put to use in the way the Chaos Dwarves casually can. So it's a little naughty to just call it that flat.
It is and it isn't, because the thing is, to use that strength advantage the Chaos Dwarfs have with the guard, they have to take contact.
Yes.
And that is where you can profit.
Yeah, and they also have to be linked together. So it's about coming from the right angles, pulling them apart as they hit.
Yeah, and I mean, that's why I didn't like the first half aggression from Stan, because what he did was he took the contact to get some blocks, but gave up more blocks in return. And the thing about Blood Bowl is, the team that takes the contact first is usually the team that loses the contact battle.
Usually, it depends exactly how you build.
I mean, unless you are
I
Chaos
will-
or Nurgle.
Yeah, I mean, there are times as dwarves I can go into a turn and think, I'm going to put 3 of them under, contact pressure here, but I'm going to do it in such overwhelming numbers in all 3 of those places that even though they'll almost certainly dominate me in one of them, in the other 2, I'm going to get some pressure back, and that might start changing the momentum of the entire drive. So sometimes I will sacrifice a pocket of, but then I've got AV9 thick skull I can afford to get knocked over and get back up. With other things, you just can't.
It's something else that Necro you learn very quickly is that zombies may be AV8, but they might as well be AV5 in a lot of games.
Yeah, that's terrible staying alive.
Yeah, I mean, even AV9 without the thick skull is distressingly thin at times. But AV8, I mean, some games it just holds all the way through, doesn't it? But the next game it's like AV7. There's a cloud of red mist every time someone gets touched or looked at hard.
Yeah, the other thing is, half of Jokaero's team makes you AV7 anyway.
Yes. Yeah, this is a very feisty Chaos Dwarf team. And certainly for the TV, of the two, you think the Chaos Dwarf looks nasty, if a little overweight. And the Necro, you just think, well, where's all this TV then? And you keep looking and looking, you never feel you quite find it.
Well, I found it in the first half. It's on the LOS.
Yes, it's on the bloaty zombies. I was on about those before you came.
There were-
No, I was first.
Yeah, it's about 200 TV and zombies. Jesus.
Yeah, they're hard to love.
And I mean, that's just the skills. I'm not even counting the actual base cost of the zombie.
Yeah, because you want all the zombies anyway. You just want the 15 skills on them, or how many it is. He's even have a momentary wrestle fend on the bench now.
Yeah.
That's
Should have been dead a long time ago.
Yeah, that doesn't deserve to be alive. And yet it's got into a fumble final, so we shouldn't mark too widely. You know, this build is capable of doing some lovely things. And on the days where those zombies, with their block and their skills, actually do dominate the line of scrimmage and really tie people up, they're doing double the job a normal zombie can. Because the fend means they've got some ability to move about. Block means they're even more solid defensive tar pits. And the Dauntless means they can take occasional hits back when they're not knocked over. So they're not. No, I hate them.
No, I mean, this is a perspective on this game especially, where you are facing an extremely efficient team.
Absolutely. I mean, like everything, if you can get it to work, then it can do good things. There are things that zombie lineup can do well.
Yeah, I mean,
I just don't think they're things I want to do well, but there we are.
Yeah, I mean, if you were up against, say, a bloaty Nurgle team where you get a few inducements and don't give any up, it's not bad having blocking all your zombies, because against Nurgle especially, getting everything removed on a both down is absolutely hellish.
Yeah, that's...
But if we look back at Stan's first half, I guess a lot of it for him was he understood that his best chance in this game was possibly just to punch. Mm-hmm. And he went for it and it didn't work.
No, it absolutely didn't.
Yeah.
And then you could see him, I mean, also he unloaded everything in the turn or two. And when the first flesh column went off pitch, you could just see him stood there sort of reeling, thinking, where, if anywhere, do I go from here? Well, bless him, he gets in for a touchdown, and no one's going to begrudge him that.
I was surprised Jokaero didn't stand firm.
But he needs simultaneously a blitz
I think
and
it's
a riot.
Must be the combination of it being one dice and...
Yeah, it was taking it into a single die, which obviously with a skull or something would have been nice.
More just
perhaps, if this was earlier in the game, he perhaps would have done.
There's nothing really to lose.
No, at this point, you one die and try and keep the piece alive for a future, whatever.
No, it was just the way he did set up to stop a score.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're right.
Yeah.
He could just have run away. There was no reason for him to go there if he didn't want to actually stop it.
Well, sometimes it's harder to stop your instincts than it is when you're taking actual decisions.
I know, like, I'm often, getting a player injured where you're already up like 3-0, trying to score again.
Yes.
Instead of just ignoring him and let him score and get the ball.
As AD will tell you, my biggest weakness is I don't like people scoring on me. I will try and stop you.
Yeah, well, that's why I had an AG5 War Dancer for 23 hours. Could have killed trying to stop a score while 4-0 up.
Well, because that's your ball they've got. You should take it away. That's what you do in Blood Bowl.
But he should, See, and he should surely have tried the one-turner. So he had a chance now on the blitz.
I don't know. I mean, it's nice to get a touchdown after 2 halves like that anyway.
It is.
Yeah, nobody knows afterwards when you got it.
Yeah.
Now we just lost 1-2 or 2-1.
But it also lets you feel like you did something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't see a difference between 5-0 and 4-3. They're both losses. I would be like KF. I'd go for every slim 1% chance I possibly could, but I've done it. There are games, having said that, where I've just thought, you know what? I just let's end this. I am beaten. It's done.
Yeah.
But congratulations to Jokaero for
More
another
processional
major.
than we would have liked it to have been, but there we are. Not every game is an absolute classic. One team just came and the other one didn't really turn up today.
Yeah, I kind of expected this game to either be like this or an absolute slaughter, in which case you couldn't predict a winner.
Yeah, there was a chance here that it really got going in both directions at the same time, and that's what I was really hoping for.
It's definitely
Yeah.
if he picked up that ball, it could have been completely
But to
different.
me, that was the way the Necro won. The Necro won here by really messing the teams up from the start and getting aggressive, getting rowdy with it all. And I mean, I have to say, not only did he not do it, but looking from his point of view, his side of the board, I didn't see the chances to either. I'd have been trying to manufacture one around the edge somehow because it just never looked that on. And I don't blame him for not finding it. It looked awfully bleak from that side of the pitch. And Jokaero, a very professional job in taking it home, though he never have let himself that go for it the first time.
Yeah, I don't know why he did that. I can ask him about that at some point. I'm guessing he just thought it was better than leaving a potential -2 shot on the ball, but I can come on.
Yeah, I think they're about the same. Anyway, I've got to go and tuck a child in, so
Yeah, good
that's
night.